And today I spent 4 hours driving around the city looking for, when we were working on it, beating on it or something. I don't know. So yay, yeah, wow. Ooh, did that fit in? Did that? If I edit this right, maybe it will make. And today I'm wearing the smart helmet because I needed a little extra help. A new water pump, because this is like 4 days now. Manic Mark's project. Oh my God, this is so exciting. So what the deal is the water pump sat here. Manic Mark's home improvement project. I get, you think I'm not playing this straight, but where did I put my coffee? The water comes in from the cistern. This is a pipe that goes to the cistern. The water comes in about 7 o'clock in the morning, and like 10 hours yesterday, okay. So, but then there's like taking the thing off before, just fixing something that's screwed up day. I had the water heater repair thing that caused me the manical. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. This medical mysteries, but it's not the day for that. Well, this is day 4 of working on repairing this thing, and that's the pressure thing, which regulates, you put air in that, and then that regulates. And I should have just checked on. Now here's the thing about water pumps. Now that I'm looking at new ones, and there's like a $100 water pump and like a $400 water pump. I found out that what I have is a shallow well pump. Okay, so it takes 2 days for me. There's where I cut that pipe right there, because none of these fittings would come loose. I couldn't get the water pump off the line, so I had to cut that. My attempt is, the water pump developed a leak. I couldn't tell where it was coming from. Don't know anything about water pumps. Searching around town for a new water pump. Well, I went to Sears. They have 2 crafts. You used to go into Sears here. It's in the same building. And you would go into the store, and in the area where there were tools, there were nothing but tools, and it was kind of like a hardware store. Now there's it's just like going into a crappy Walmart. And now I've got this. I spent all sorts of time trying to get this off. It's all metal, cast iron, or steel, steel. And they had a couple of craftsmen. There were too much more money than I wanted to pay for. I've just used this to water plants outside, right? Okay. And as a backup for when civilization starts to crumble, I'll have a water source for a few weeks until people from the city come out here with rifles and steal it from me. Okay. That part was screwed into the back of this right here. So I finally got that apart and realized it's probably out of. But I don't know what the difference is between a $100 pump with a bigger motor, like a 1/2 horsepower motor, and a $400 pump with a 1/2 horsepower or 3/4 horsepower motor. I don't have any ideas. They're built with all steel parts inside. The cheaper ones got plastic parts in them. I don't know. And in the Sears, and then the Tractor Supply. You figure Tractor Supply would have water pumps? Well, no. The Tractor Supply I went to, there were a couple on the shelf. One, frankly, and this part. And that part, and well, first of all, I researched what I thought was going to be the problem, and these are the parts that I found online. Okay, it's a seal, 2 seals, basically. You think it would be easy, okay? And then 1 convertible pump. I was looking for a shallow well pump and 1 deep well pump, and no. I found the model number, figured it out, bought the part. So I figured these 2 parts had to come apart, so I've taken them apart, and now I'm down to, well, I don't know where I look inside and I don't know where anyway, but oh man, I gotta go on. It's gonna run too long, and I don't want it to be boring this time. That's what, I know it. looking for this plumbing supply house I was told existed, and it doesn't exist. And then I went to this other plumbing supply house, and they had them, but they only carried one brand. It was too much money. So the seals are, I can't see them. So I'm thinking, I'm spending all these time. This is like day 4 of trying to do this. For fucking things the hell up. I digress. Cut all that out. So anyway, I cut all that out. I was like going to tell the story the way in the Manic Mark tradition, which is to make no sense as I go through it. Okay. Oh, where do we start? So, well, what you do is you take. I had to cut all the I had to cut the plumbing to get the thing off the thing, because none of the fittings, or they were all kind of like, there's no way I could get them apart. Okay, and I tried. My initial idea was just to buy a pump on eBay, and there's somebody in town that has them, and they're. So I now understand that there's a seal inside here, but this has to come apart, and I don't know how to do that. So I cut it, I bring it in, I spend 45 minutes researching to find the seal that I need, you know, find the pump. I can't find a diagram, but I find a seal, okay? It comes in 2, there's 2 seals. So I should have just done that. This leads me to this thing about the good and bad stuff about the internet. The good stuff is you can find stuff, okay? So, like for instance on my Jeep, I had this little leatherette strap that you pulled the door shut with. It broke. I'm thinking, because has anybody ever been to like Chrysler to buy a part from the service department? They rape you on these parts. Of course, that's common knowledge. In fact, it's so bad, on occasion I've gone in to find a part, and the guy looking through the book will laugh and apologize before even telling you what the price is. I'm thinking, there's no screws on this side that hold anything together. This part has to come out of here. Okay, so all right, I got both of the seals. How hard do you think it would be to take something apart and put a couple of seals in it? I can do this. I know I can do this. And then on this side, this is actually what was leaking. I figured this out. There's the motor. The little diagram directions that come with it tell you to take the cap off the motor. But the icing on the cake was the Jeep Cherokee, their brake line, the rear brake lines, they're springs that hook to the body, to the brake line, to keep the brake line from flopping around, which would cause it to fatigue where it goes into the brake drum. Probably, that's the idea. Not very well designed system to have to use springs like that, but that's what Jeep did. They were like $65 or something. The guy behind the counter was like laughing. And I said, I'll just find some springs and bend the damn things and make my own effing spring. There's a slot in the shaft you need to put a screwdriver in apparently. And then you have to twist this thing off on the back to get to that second seal. Well, yeah, sure. Hold that with a screwdriver and turn that. Will it come off? There's no way it's going to come off. So here we go. I'm going to first take this off. I'll be taking the smart helmet off too, because I've got to do a painting about this stupid water pump. So anyway, I'm waiting to win a water pump, which I will go pick up. And I should have done that to begin with, other than the $17 freaking seal thing. But who would have thought? It would be, it wouldn't work. I couldn't replace a stupid seal on a. And I finally figured out what this is. Had to take this off. This is the pressure. It's a pressure switch. Well, there's no nut. There's no bolt. You have to hold it on one side, and so I've got my friend comes over and he's holding it. I'm trying to turn it. It doesn't work. Okay. So my neighbor comes over who's worked on him. Says, well, sometimes you have to hold the thing and then you put a channel lock on the other side. You tap it. Well, we did that, and it came apart. Well, I can't believe it. I was about ready to order a new motor because I couldn't get this frickin' part off. I do things, I invent things, and I can't remember the next day what I've done. That's another one of my problems. I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, oh, I'm happy again now because I thought I was going to have to go out and get a new motor. Well, I should have stopped right then and went and got a goddamn new motor. I'm cut all that out. I have no idea, but that's what I got to figure a way to take apart. Driving me crazy. So, oh man. So I have the new part, and I pull the, oh, I'm very careful to pull the old part off the seal and look at it. It looks just like the new seal, okay? And I set it down so I know which side goes in, you know. I'm not messing around. I put it in, everything seems to fit. And I'm serious about that. I mean, I'll look at some jobs I did, website jobs that I did years ago. I cannot figure out who the person was that did the code. I've completely forgotten how to do what I've done. Anyway, look at this horrible mess of crap all over the place. SWJ3. That's right there. It's not right. It's a plastic tube with a plastic ring that's all one piece. Holy crap. Oh my God. Oh, a heavy thing. Put it all back together, put it back on my tank, and then I fix the new plumbing, get all the new plumbing routed, right? I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Turn the thing on and the motor won't freaking turn. Okay, this is not good when your motor doesn't turn. Bring it back in, take it apart, looking at that seal. And I'm looking at the old seal, and there's like 2 little rubber gaskets in the new seal that wasn't on the old seal. I figured they just wore out, you know, they were just gone. So the way it came in the package is how I put it on the thing. Put the main seal back on, put it all back together, bolted it all back together, pressured up the system, and it leaked through the shaft into the motor, which was the problem to begin with. Take it all apart, try another configuration, put it on, pressure the system up, and it leaks. Okay. Very sad. Bad memory. Anyway, I'll be cutting all that out too. Why? Because it just gets too long. These videos get too long. So now I'm thinking, oh, you know, but the problem is when I put the rubber pieces on, when it doesn't leak, I put the rubber pieces on, the motor's not turning. So I figure, well, what the hell? Maybe I better check the motor. I don't know. So I checked, you know, just wire the motor direct so I could check it. And the damn thing without the wheel and the seals, it won't even turn. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I can go ahead and repair. I think I can repair what I've got. That's pretty cool. I'm much happier now. Maybe it's better that it makes no sense. That actually may have made sense. But this is what happens when you work on your own stuff. So you got to look on the bright side. Whatever that is. Oh man. I know you're going to say it. It's brain surgery. Did I talk about brain surgery? Would you do your own brain surgery? I have, and it worked. How come I can't fix the damn water pump? This is a lot of work just to water plants. Thanks, folks.